Okay, so unfortunately, my audio wasn't working with my original. Okay, let's restart that. Sorry, if you're rewatching this, come back in like 2 minutes. So I posted on Instagram to do a workout with resistance bands from your car, okay? So the resistance bands are about $25 on Amazon. I can send you the link, but what I'm also going to have available is I'm gonna have a workout that I created from Google Docs. I can email it to you, it's very simple. And on that workout, it's gonna show you the exercises, the sets and the reps that you're gonna do along with the rest, and then it has a YouTube video link that you can match to make sure that you're doing the form correctly. So with the bands, let me make sure. With the bands, what we're going to do is, in the case, you get different colors. So there's about, I think, 5 different colors, I want to say. And with those colors is handles, and then there's straps that you can use for your legs, and then there's also a door stopper. The door stopper is super handy if you already have resistance bands, but they don't come with a door stopper. You can easily make one with a sock at a low cost option. Obviously it would need to be like one of the longer socks, but that's something that you could do easily for yourself. You could also probably use like a towel and put that in. That might be a little bit more complicated, but I could see how you could easily wrap this towel around, tie it, and then we're gonna put it in the car as a door stopper, okay? So, let me check and make sure one thing. Thank you, Michael Harper, for checking my audio. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna go through the workout with you. I'm not gonna necessarily do it exactly to a T. I'm gonna demo the videos for you to have as a reference and just to show you, like, this is totally doable. So this came from, I was driving around because my daughter fell asleep in the car, so I didn't wanna stop, but I was like, man, what is there to do? And I was like, man, this would be an easy way for moms to work out. So this would be a great workout for if you're nap trapped in the car. We have a school down the street, and I see these parents park outside the school for like not hours, but like 30 minutes plus, waiting for their kids to get out of school, or they're in the pickup line. This would be a great option for you. You only need 10 minutes. You're waiting there for 10 minutes. You might as well anyways. I understand, like, in Arizona, it's getting hotter and hotter, and maybe when school starts, it's gonna be hot. But again, you only need 10 minutes. And so this is something that can be easily achievable. You can break it up in 2 as well. In the workout, I'm gonna go over an A day and a B day. So with the A day, you can do that on one of the days. So if you're only gonna do this once a week, just choose one of the workouts and do that consistently. If you're going to do this twice a week, then do A and B. If you're gonna do it 3 days a week, what I want you to do is A, B, A, and then the next week you'll do B, A, B. So like 1, 2, 1, 1, or 2, 1, 2. So you're gonna alternate them. You don't need to be doing this every day. That's certainly not going to get you closer and more quicker to your goals, but doing this well and well-intentioned, as well as challenging yourself, is really going to be beneficial. So when you're doing this, I want you to keep in mind that the heavier resistance bands, so the harder ones to pull apart, are going to be probably for your lower body, as opposed to the lighter ones to pull apart are going to be more for your upper body. So what I want to do is walk you through this. We're going to utilize the car as an example to show you these workouts and these exercises, and then hopefully you can take this away and find something valuable for yourself to do, okay? So let me get the workout and make sure that's all good. And then, okay, so what we're going to do first, squats. So I already put my door stopper in here. I did that when the video I thought was working. So this is really handy. I'm just gonna leave it on there for easy purposes, okay? So I already put it through. The first thing that I'm gonna have you do in the first workout is squats. So when we squat, we want our feet shoulder width apart, so they're gonna be a bit wider, okay? When I'm squatting also, I wanna make sure that my butt is coming back to just tap a toilet. I'm not coming back and arching my back. I'm just thinking about tapping a toilet and coming up. Now, when I'm here, I'm going to curl the bands and hold them. And I'm just gonna come down and up, down and up. I'm gonna do that 10 times. Then I'm going to rest. How do you know you're resting enough? Well, you most likely have a watch. If not, you have a phone. If not, there's a clock in your car. So utilize that rest time. Definitely rest for the 30 seconds at a bare minimum. It's indicated in there. If you feel like you can just keep going and going, then we're not appropriately strength training. We're more of doing circuit training, which if that keeps you engaged and you're continuing to work out, great, do that. But for really building muscle, which we're trying to do, especially in our 30s and 40s, as well as body recomp, you're going to want to rest. So I'm gonna do my 10 squats, and I'm gonna do it from this angle too, so you can see that my head and my chin are kind of pointed down, almost like I'm looking just below the handle here. And I'm just gonna come back, tap the bench or tap the toilet, Marcia, come down and up. The tricky part with the resistance bands is as I'm coming down, it wants to spring me down because the resistance is lighter. My job is to ignore that and try and control the down and pushing through the up. So you'll do 10 of that, rest your 30 seconds, 10, and then rest your 30 seconds. Then you're going to go on to the next exercise. So let me get that pulled up for us. Okay, so the next exercise, my B stance single leg deadlift. This is a little bit more complicated, so stay with me here. On the other day, I'm gonna show you a regular deadlift that we can use with the band, but I also might have to move the phone. So I'm gonna open my car, I'm gonna take my little door stopper here. Just gonna put it in there, great. So, coming here, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to move the phone. Let me do that. There we go. All right, cool. Got it set up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my bands, because remember I got my handles. Oops. Obviously if your baby's sleeping, good luck with not waking them up doing this. So, B stance. It's just one foot staggered behind the other. The band wants to pull my arms. My job is to keep my arms at my side. And all I'm gonna do is act like someone hit me in the pelvis. So boom, my hips come back, 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 and up. Back, 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 and up. Almost imagine there's a wall behind you and your butt is trying to tap that. So contrary to the squat, which is a wide stance going down, we're going hips back, touching the wall, up. So when you do this, you should be feeling it in the back of the leg that's in front. So for me, that's gonna be my left leg right now. So I'm gonna keep my hands here. I'm gonna come back and up, okay? So if you don't have resistance bands, another option, single leg toe touch, okay? It's the same thing, just coming back and up. So I would do 10 on this side. I'm gonna switch sides, 10 here. This one, what I want you to think about is tucking your chin into your chest as well, okay? I don't want you to arch your neck and I don't want you to arch your back. Think of my back has a broomstick on it, so broomstick, and then my butt is coming back to touch that wall as I hit myself in the pelvis, okay? So you have 10 on one side, 10 on the other side, rest, 30 seconds, do it again, rest 30 seconds, do it again. Then we're gonna go into a chest press. So I can leave the band here if I want, but for my purposes, I'd like it a little bit higher, so I'm gonna undo my door again, come back up here. If I can close that, see, that's gonna be your problem. All right, so now I've got this about shoulder height for our purposes. I'm gonna spin around, chest press. So I'm gonna come like I'm doing a push-up, and I'm gonna press. You can have your feet together. If you feel more stability, you can have your feet in a split stance. It doesn't matter. But what I want you to do is just chest, almost like we're doing a push-up, okay? I'm pushing the floor away. So you do 10 of those, rest, 10, rest, 10. Just, okay, next thing. Let me make sure we're still good here. There we go. Next thing, we're gonna do a single arm row. So what I'm gonna do, you can keep the band at this higher stance instead of going up, down, up, down, up, down on the car with it. It's really up to you, but again, trying to make this easy, I'm just gonna click my loops together so they're on one, and I'm gonna take my handles and I'm gonna come out here. Let's make sure you can see me. Man, influencing is hard as shit. This is annoying. I don't know how they do it, but okay. So I'm gonna come here, and all I'm gonna do, shoulders roll down and back, and I'm just gonna pull, pull, pull. And I'm gonna do it with control. What I want you to do as we're doing these single-sided stuff, so if it says per side on the workout and your sets and reps, I want you to start with your weaker side. Your weaker side is usually your non-dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, like most people are, you're gonna start with your left side at all times. So when I'm doing my row, I'm just pulling with my shoulder. What I want you to think about is keeping that arm tucked so it's nice. I tell clients like you're scraping your elbow against your rib cage here. So I'm gonna do 10 per side, and then I'll rest, okay? And repeat that. Next is a bicep curl. So we're gonna do a full body workout here. So I need to take this off again. I'm gonna unlatch. Guy, that is a very flappy bird, jeez. Bicep curl. So same squat position, only my feet are gonna be narrow, and I'm just gonna curl, okay? 10 of these. Now say you're stuck between bands, say the blue for me is too light, but going up to the black is too heavy. I can also change the resistance of my band by taking a wider stance and coming up. Or I like to add on, there's a yellow band in this package to give it a little bit extra resistance as well. So 10 bicep curls, which I know most of us are familiar with, and we'll repeat that 10, rest, 10, rest, 10, rest. Your next thing is a tricep press down. So opening my car again, I'm gonna put my thing in here. And for our purses, I'm gonna come here, tricep press down. So my arms now are going to be fixed to my side, and I'm going to press through like a T-Rex, okay? So if I walk out a little bit further, it's gonna be more resistance. The closer I am, less resistance. And I want you to challenge yourself. So if you feel like it's too light and you're like, I don't know if it's too light or too heavy, what I want you to do is just try and go heavier. Just try and walk out a little bit further. If it doesn't work, you can easily change it out. I promise you, you'll be surprised with how strong you are if you haven't really challenged and thought, I should go up. So if I'm coming here, my back's gonna be nice and tall, I have a slight bend in my knees, and I'm just gonna press down through my triceps. Okay, so that's this muscle. Then lastly, I'm gonna take this out because we all wanna work on our core. And these workouts can be like totally modified to your goals too. So if you're like, man, I'd really like to work on more of my core and my butt, you can easily do day 1 and 2 and then have a third day where it's more focused on that. If someone wants help with that, of how that looks like, I am happy to walk through that with you. So let me go here and pull this up. Last one, Pallof press, okay? So you wanna make sure your door is closed, obviously. Maybe doing this, there's gotta be like a little bit better way. I'm finding this out with y'all. See, that's not gonna work though, so. How did I do it here? There. Okay. So, Pallof press. It's gonna be about belly height. I'm gonna walk out, there's gonna be a resistance, and all I'm gonna do is just press out, okay? You're gonna feel the band wanting to rotate your body towards the car. The goal is to not have that happen, so you're creating tension in your obliques and then pressing out. So now we're working on our front core too. So I would do 10 here, and then I'd turn around and do 10 on this side. And then I'd rest, okay? So again, anything it says per side, you're gonna wanna do both sides and then rest. Questions so far? Let's move on to workout number 2. Make sure this is all good. Here we go. All right, number 2 workout. I'm gonna keep the band here. So this is day 2. So this is what I would do. What's today? Today's Wednesday. So let's say I did the other one today and I gotta go pick up my kids on Friday. This is what I would do Friday. So it's a reverse lunge. What I'm gonna do, bring my hands back to my sides, and I'm just gonna step back and up. Step back and up. So again, the bands are wanting to pull. I'm just adding some extra traction. If this is too much, you can do it without the bands, and you can just do a lunge, reverse. If this is too much for your balance, I can hold onto the car and utilize that as balance, okay? If the step back is too much, then I would regress it and just stay in the lunge position and just do 10 here. Until I get my 10, then I'll switch and 10 here. So again, what this would look like with the bands, which would be the ultimate goal, is I'm gonna have my palms, step back, and I'll do 10, and then I'm gonna switch sides and do 10 here. With lunge, a little secret from the Inside Baseball crew is if you want more booty work, you're gonna take a slight lean when I do my lunge, okay? If I want more quad work, I'm gonna be a little bit more upright when I do my lunge. The leg that is planted in front is actually the working leg, not the back leg. So keep that in mind. Next thing that I have on day 2, or workout 2 per se, for this is a deadlift. So as a reminder, we had our B stance in the first workout. The deadlift here is I'm just coming down and up, down and up. I'm just holding these back for some resistance. Now, you could also do what's called a good morning, which is just body weight. So again, I'm hitting you in the hips, there's a wall back behind me, and my butt is coming back to touch the wall, okay? The legs are not moving too much. The knees will automatically bend as you move those hips back to counterbalance. And I want my nice broomstick here going down and up. When I'm doing this, contrary to the squat, remember squat is a wide stance, deadlift is more of a narrow hip stance. Some people are gonna have a lot of variability between those stances. That's totally okay. My dancers, usually they're a pretty wide stance with toes open because of the plie. My baseball or softball, like club volleyball people, they're a little bit more narrow. They're more comfortable in that ready stance as opposed to the dancers who like more of a wider stance. Play with it. It all depends on what works for you. It doesn't have to be one way. Just because one person in a video showed it one way doesn't mean that's appropriate for you. Just because you can deadlift one way doesn't mean a sumo deadlift might not be more beneficial. It varies. So again, with this, I'm gonna have the band about hip height. Imagine it's a little bit lower for our purposes today. Just coming back and going into my deadlift. So I'm just providing resistance, okay? So there's that. Number 3 exercise. So again, imagine I pulled this up, chest press. Instead of the chest press, we're gonna do a chest fly. So I'm gonna twirl around, facing opposite of where the bands are coming from, and I'm just gonna squeeze my arms together. So chest press was pressing my arms into the floor. Chest fly is more like hug a tree if you're familiar with Pilates and yoga. So imagine there's the band behind me and I'm coming through and squeezing. My palms are more facing each other, whereas the chest press, my palms are facing the ground and away from me. So I'm coming through and squeezing. Next question is usually, what do I do with my feet? Whatever feels good for you. So I'm gonna come around. You could do a staggered stance if you feel like that gives you more kind of, what's the word I'm thinking of? Stability, there we go, stability. So, or I can do feet together. So I'm just gonna come here, 10. What I don't wanna see is a rounding of the back. I want a nice proud chest, and I'm coming through and tapping. And then I'm just doing 10. 10, 30-second rest, 10, 30-second rest, and 10. Okay. Then moving on to a face pull. Let's see, make sure this is all good. All right. Face pull is next. So this has a different variety of where you can put the band, but if we're doing a face pull, kind of use contact clues here and utilize the face to pull. So I'm gonna put it up higher just because I learned that this part of the car is very hard to close this in. So that may be something for you to play with. I would say the first time you do this, give yourself a little bit of leeway because you don't know necessarily if the door stopper is gonna fit in certain parts of your car. That's okay. It's for you to learn how it works, and that way when you do this, every single time it's more and more efficient. So with a face pull, what I'm gonna do is have it a little bit at an angle. I'm gonna bring my arms up to my face and pull. Remember, context clues. So I'm here and pulling. So I'm really working my upper shoulders and my back. Pull, pull, and then keeping my elbows up too. So thinking of a direct line of sight, okay? What is that like video where they did those things? That same thing. So I'm gonna do 10 and relax, okay? And then 10, relax, 10. Next is our hammer curl. So I'm gonna take this out of here again. And then what I'm gonna do is step on it. So think of bicep curl, but this is just a different way to work the biceps. My palms are gonna face each other and I'm gonna curl, okay? So there's 10. So before my biceps curls were my palms facing out, now they're facing each other, and I'm just gonna curl that way. Then we have tricep extension. There's a couple options on way to do this. If we're trying to minimize opening and closing the door, say we have a baby sleeping in there, what we can do is take a step on this, I'm gonna flip it around, and I can press up, So that would be a good option. Number 2 would be my hands together and even clasp the handles together here. Do this. And I'm going to take my step back. Well, it has to be like this. I come here and I can do like a single arm, or I can do a 2 arm at the same time. If I was going to do this one, I would just do a single arm though, because you're going to end up working one arm over the other. And then, or you could do it in the car. So let's do this again. Okay, and I can come here and do a tricep extension this way. So I'm just pushing it back. Okay, so that's an option for your tricep extensions. I would do whichever is easiest. Honestly, because I already had the bands out for the hammer curl in this way, I would probably just go here and make it less complicated. Then lastly, we've got a twist. So with the twist for your core, I can have it up here and kind of come down to my waist. So from your shoulder to your waist, or let's do mid-car. I'm gonna have it again at my tummy, like the Pallof press. And I'm just going to come here. I like the inside hand to be closest to where the resistance band or the cable is situated. I find that with the inside hand, I find that with the inside hand, I'm able to rotate more through the torso, whereas if I have my outside hand on it, I feel like I'm pulling. And I notice clients end up pulling the resistance band rather than working through their torso. So as I'm doing this, I'm just gonna rotate. So I'll do 10 here, and then I'm gonna turn around and do 10 here. Similar feet stance, so nice slight bend in the knees. My feet are in a comfortable position. You can do like a deadlift stance where your feet are a bit more narrow. You can do a split stance as well. You can do a wide stance. You can do this on your knees. You can do this half kneeling. I'm not demonstrating any half kneeling or knee stuff because if I was me and I was parked outside of my kid's school, I would not want to be on my knees on the sidewalk unless I had something in my car, but that's just me. So there are, how many exercises did I demo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 exercises that I demoed that you can certainly do. Some other modifications or advancements. So let's talk progressions because we talked about modifications should you not be able to do this. So for squats, say you like the reverse lunges, that's great, but you want to work a little bit more. The squats with the resistance band is a little bit too easy. This is where I would say let's challenge yourself. So if you can open up your car door. I'm gonna throw this right here. We can do a Bulgarian split squat, which everybody hates, but they're actually really freaking effective. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a seat here, put my foot out, because that's where my foot is gonna be planted. I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna use my door as a nice little way to help myself prop my back foot up, and I'm gonna come down and up. So here's a great option for a progression for squats. So Bulgarian split squat. So I would do 10 this leg, then plant my other leg. I can use my door to help balance, and 10 here. Similar to the squats or the lunges rather that we talked about, more upright is going to be more quad work. So that's going to be the front of your leg. More of a slight lean is going to be more glute work. So what I mean by that, put my foot back here. So I'm going to take a slight lean and I feel more glute work. Okay. If I'm more upright, I feel more quad work. So that is an option for you. Let's see, something else. B-stance single leg deadlift. Another option would be to do it without a B-stance. So you could do a true single leg deadlift and that you are balancing. So balancing here. Oops. I could do something like this. Coming up and down, up and down. So that takes a lot more balance, a lot more coordination. I would not start off somebody there. That would be a progression. That might be something you do after 4 weeks of doing this consistently. For everything too on here, if it's not a single arm thing, you can also change to single arm. So you're working one arm at a time or one leg at a time. That's an option as well. But I think that's about it. Yeah, I just wanted to video this because I got a good response on the poll. And when I was driving around, I was like, man, this is easily done. You only need 10 minutes. This video was obviously longer to show and demonstrate, but you don't need as long as you think to work out. And you don't need a set designated time. You don't need the perfect space. You don't need a garage space. You don't need a home gym. You don't need a gym membership. You can get a lot done with resistance bands. Then once you've created consistency and you're looking to level up, go into the next, I always talk about like grade levels with my clients. So I would say like this whole setup is preschool. When you're ready to go to elementary school, let's talk about what that looks like. For some of you, that may be going to a gym that has childcare to support you. Hi, that's my neighbor. For some of you, that may be asking your spouse to help out. For some of you, maybe that's getting a set of adjustable dumbbells, not just your 20-pound dumbbells that you use for everything. For some of you, that is a gym membership. For some of you, maybe that's coming to my Lift Club, or some of you, that's coming to my garage. There's a lot of opportunities. If you're not local in Phoenix, Arizona, or Phoenix or Scottsdale area, I'm telling you, there are tons and tons of ways that trainers can make what you have available to you to get you your body composition goals. Now, there are some trade-offs for that. They should be able to talk to you about that. They should be able to discuss the pros and cons of what you have, what you're willing to do, the trade-offs, and what your expectations are, and to create a plan with you, okay? It's very important that you find something that's sustainable. So why this car workout is such a great opportunity is because you're probably in your car with your baby sleeping or a kid pickup, or just freaking trying to get out of the house for a second. So you have the opportunity to have $25 that will last you quite some time until you're ready to level up. Maybe that next time that you're ready, you do get adjustable dumbbells. As crazy as it sounds, you might get adjustable dumbbells and leave them in your car. I know that sounds crazy, but if you live out of your car and you're going from place to place to place, but you find yourself sitting in kid pickup lot, that might be the perfect opportunity for you. And it might be hot because we're in Arizona, but look, it is what it is. You want to get it done, we got to do it. We got to find a way that works for you. Maybe you start with adjustable dumbbells and creating a home gym. Maybe you join just like a $9.99 low cost, low barrier to entry gym membership that you go to for 10 minutes, right? Maybe you incorporate your significant other to help you watch the kids, where you can go once a week to Lift Club for 75 minutes. There are so many variables. It's really what's stopping us from doing this is the rules and parameters that we put in place of what defines a workout and what makes it count. It counts because of the effort. Not every workout's going to be perfect. So like I said, today you saw me kind of finagling with the door, like realizing right here the strap doesn't really fit in there. That would be really frustrating for me if I was waiting in line and trying to do this for the first time. Or I can say, well, now I know. So now I know that I either have to be below the window part or up above, and that's going to help. Does it significantly matter with the workout that I have here if it's not perfectly right there? Absolutely not. What matters is that you're trying to make the effort. And then when you do it and you feel like you're getting your benefit, it's going to create more consistency because you're feeling the effects rather than seeing the effects. Then the seeing the effects comes later on. So if you have questions, please put them in the comments. Feel free to message me directly. Like I said, I will put a thing of like, comment here for the workout that I'm happy to email to you. So that way you have it. It's just literally a PDF that says the workouts. And it has the reps and sets and then the YouTube video links. So it's nothing fancy. You can get plenty of fancy stuff on the internet, but I promise you finding something that works with you in your life will serve you a lot longer than just finding something random that you saw somebody do. Okay? Okay, thank you for joining me.